Okay, I think I'm live on Facebook. So I have my screens here. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to see your messages if they come up. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know in the comments where you're from and want me to join if you like tonight. This is season 1, episode 4. And generally speaking, in these Inspired to Live sessions that we do, I have a guest. And tonight, my guest is myself. So I'm going to be talking to you real and raw. And I've chosen to talk about embracing uncertainty because I think, generally speaking, in terms of business and wealth, uncertainty or embracing uncertainty is one of the key things. So that's a very important topic, and that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. So again, but it's also real and raw live with me. If you want to ask me any questions as we go, please feel free to do so. Drop them in the comments. I don't see anything coming up yet, so if you are seeing this, please just say hello and so at least I can see if comments are coming through. Are there any delays? If I do miss your comment, rest assured I will read it afterwards and I will come back and answer you. If I don't have the answer, I will find an expert to bring onto the show that does know the answer. So that said, let's talk about uncertainty. You know, that fear that speaks out. You know, watch out. If you follow that dream, a pterodactyl might just swoop down and gobble you up, you know, something like that. And that concept, or this concept of embracing uncertainty, has connotations, believe it or not, for all of us. It really does. How many of us have experienced or know someone, perhaps, that's stayed in a bad job or an unhealthy relationship, all because the uncertainty of leaving those situations created more anxiety than the certainty of staying in that unhappy situation or environment? I'd love to know. Drop me a comment in the box there if that resonates with you. If it's something that makes, you know, that means something, or something that you've experienced personally, or whether you, you know someone who has. Because how many people, you know, do not end up following their true life's path because it's impractical, or because there's a large degree of perceived uncertainty associated with following that path? I know for myself, you know, I've had 2 partners in the past that have said to me, why would you quit your job, your high paying, you know, job in corporate, you know, finance, you know, taxation, all these things, and go and do this thing called coaching or mentoring? You know, what is that about? Why would you do that? So I'm just curious, do you ever get told the same thing? Has anyone ever said that to you? And how did you react? In the spiritual realm, you know, there's the not so secret concept, you know, put forth in one form or another these days by you know, many teachers, many spiritualists, you know, well, spiritual teachers really is what I'm saying. And a lot of people on Facebook as well also talk about, you know, the universe and that higher power, if you like, you know, will conspire to give you what you want or need if you allow it to do so. So how does it all work? How do we actually allow the universe to unfold, to grant our heart's desire, to help us manifest our true self, you know, without embracing uncertainty? I don't know the answer to that. If you do, please, I'd love you to share with me, enlighten me. I'm insatiably curious about these things, and I'm always open to having conversations and learning and growing more. So can we? Can we do all of these things without embracing some level of uncertainty? What do you think? I'd love to know. In order to let the universe, you know, unfold for us, and, you know, we have to hand over the controls, really, don't we? If we're going to say that this is the universe, that I believe we're going to manifest whatever it is for me, then we have to hand over the controls in some description. And that could come in many forms. You know, for me, it's courage, it's faith, it's trust that, you know, am I going to be taken care of along the way? That I won't be harmed, and will end up being right where I'm supposed to be, even if it's different from my original intention. Because when we discover that when we trust and when we let go and we embrace the uncertainty, the mental chatter in our own mind, which expresses often as fear, it just subsides. That's what I've found personally, that when I do choose to let go and to embrace that uncertainty, then the fear just goes. It's no longer there or in the same form. It becomes excitement. And we know that the feelings inside, when we choose to really tap into that of fear and excitement, are very, very similar. In fact, are they identical? I'm interested. What do you think? The quietness follows, creates, I guess the quietness, if you like, that created, that allows the unfolding universe to interact with our own intuition. When we do this, we get clearer direction from within our own heart. And those that know me, I know I always talk about that inside-out journey, the inside-out journey that we go on as entrepreneurs, as mompreneurs, as business owners, just general loving beings, evolving humans, evolving beings, enjoying this soul journey. We become steadfast on a new path, perhaps. And the path may be riddled with uncertainty and perceived as impractical by others. Going back to my other relationships, why would you give up a good career to do all this woo-woo stuff, this thing that they don't understand often? But ironically, we feel more certain about our direction. At least that was my feeling. I just knew that this was my path to follow. And I've worked and helped so many beautiful souls, one-on-one, and I'm now moving into group work, so stay tuned. Lots of beautiful things coming. I've secured a beautiful retreat space, all sorts of things. So it's really exciting what's happening. Because we aren't practicing embracing uncertainty in a careless manner. We don't just jump, into a busy street thinking, oh, universe will take care of me. That's not what I'm talking about. We use discernment, we set intentions, and we take careful, mindful steps, in the context of proceeding or processing and, walking down the path that we're choosing. With fearful mental chatter gone, this skill is actually enhanced. We can hear more of our intuition, we can be guided more. I'm still not seeing any comments, guys, so if you are there, I welcome you and thank you for being here and showing up live with me. It just might be that I'm not seeing them at the moment. We'll see what happens, but I will go back and check, and if there are any, please let me know. And if you're watching the replay, #replay, tag me, and I'll certainly come back and answer them. Because we also practice non-attachment. When we do this, we can't, how do I say, we can't embrace a new certain future, can we? When we're fully holding on to and remaining so attached to our old life. We just can't do it. So unless we detach ourselves from our old patterns, our old lives, I'm saying lives, but what we beliefs, our old beliefs, values, things that aren't serving us, it's very difficult to move forward and have success, true success. Simply put, not knowing exactly what will happen next is okay. It really is okay. In fact, it's liberating. It truly is liberating. And the ability to let go, not know, and not try to totally control everything is a key skill and a sign of actually good mental health. And I think it's something that a lot of my clients and people I talk to, friends, loved ones, family members, are all struggling with a little bit at the moment. Is this mental health around COVID, lockdowns, being stuck in, feeling out of control. So we need to learn to embrace the uncertainty in life, set our intention without tying ourselves to an outcome, and then trusting the process. because the process is certainly present. It's going to happen. Too often we interrupt our failures, or we interpret, our failures, I should say, as being inadequate, or we use them as an excuse to stick to what we're good at, to what we know we're good at. We don't try, we don't do something new or different. I don't know about you, is it true? I simply cannot wait to go to bed tonight and lay awake worrying about the shit that I can't control. Do you do that? Is that you? Again, drop a comment. Because if it is, I've got 2 words for you. Stop it. Stop it. We can't worry about what we can't control. Likewise, if we're willing to embrace uncertainty, to stretch ourselves, to forge new ground despite the uncertainty it invites, then I've got these questions for you, and I'd love for you to answer them. What actions would you take that you aren't taking now if you were to embrace that uncertainty? What conversations, perhaps, would you engage in that you've been avoiding? Interesting one. And where could you step up to the leadership plate more boldly? And in doing so, open up possibilities of new opportunities, new relationships, new alliances, and allow new ideas to take bloom, to take shape, to grow and evolve. All of these things come around and come about when we embrace uncertainty. 10 years from now, there's going to be people who've achieved extraordinary success in every field of endeavor. And while we don't know who they'll be, one thing's for sure, they won't be people who've played it safe and stuck to business as usual. Because if one thing's for certain, uncertainty can be comfortable and demand little from us. Certainty can be, uncomfortable and demand little from us. But clinging to it limits our future. It limits it. It stifles our potential. It shrinks opportunity and precludes us from ever realizing just how much we're capable of doing. Hey, Jai, thanks for joining me. I can see the comment there. That's wonderful. So that's an introduction to embracing uncertainty. And now I want to talk a little bit about embracing uncertainty in life and love. And again, feel free to ask me any questions as you're going, as you're popping on live. I'm happy to do that. If not, I'm just going to rock on and talk about uncertainty, because I think it's really, I'm hoping that you'll gain something from this, where you are in life right now. Because the only thing that's certain is uncertainty. Life is change and growth and evolution, which can be exhilarating, but change can also feel taxing and painful. Change creates tension. It creates uncertainty in our life. There are so many events in which we have no control. Hey, how are you? Pleased to have you here with me. Simply no control. Do you agree? Do you agree that when you're in a flux and change is thrust upon you, that you feel that you have no control, and there's perhaps anxiety comes up? Or I'd love to know, pop something in the comments, whatever it means for you. For me, when I mentor, when I coach, when I talk about change, and this is written in my books, different things, I have an anagram. So change is the chance to have a new growth experience. So can you let go of control? Can you change? Will you take the chance? That's another 3 questions for you. And I'd love to know your answer. I'm really curious. Will you give yourself permission? Will you give yourself this gift to have a new great experience? In doing so, you can really step back and you can just really appreciate the wonder of the world and learn to embrace uncertainty a fearsome yet beautiful certainty in life. Does that make sense? I'd love to know if you're following along. If you've got any questions, please pop them into the comment box and let me know. Here's challenge number 1 for you. If you ever hear yourself saying, I hope this, or I hope that, do me a favor, please change this to I wonder. I wonder what this is, or I wonder what that is. As the pressure from the future eases when we create a wondering world for ourselves, we open up the blinkers. It relieves the fear and the anxiety when we create wonder rather than hope. I trust that makes sense. We have all had moments of great clarity, I'm sure, when the world revolves and spins in perfect harmony with our own rhythm, whatever we're doing. It's like that precisely calibrated grandfather clock. I used to remember there was one in my grandparents' house. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Can you hear it? If you seek to find your highest level of your spiritual development, whatever that means for you, this is your enlightenment. And as you grow and learn, there'll be new rewards. New rewards will just come in abundance. One of the greatest gifts and skills is the ability to embrace uncertainty. And all you really need to do is exhale. Deep breathing. Breathe deeply. Relentlessly ride on through the cycles of your life. If you remember last week, I was talking to the beautiful Lee Hancock, and we talked about the washing machine cycles and the overwhelm and things we get stuck in. And I think when we, even moving on from that and taking it a deeper level, when we embrace the uncertainty, then it helps us to ride the cycles even more. To embrace the uncertainty in love and life, we need to understand the world and our place in it. Look for the interconnectivity in all things. We're all part of the network. We'll come to appreciate the joys of change, like like a cheese connoisseur, favors a washed rind or a veined blue, I'm just laughing to myself. Sweaty socks comes to mind for me when I think of, smelly blue cheese. Sweaty socks smell like, but that's a story for another day. I'll save that one. Because we're not programmed to embrace uncertainty and fear. It goes against our nature. It triggers our fight and flight instinct. Our ego steps in, and that little voice inside our head, whose main purpose is to keep it safe, starts to voice its opinion. Carefully examine the situation. Get curious. Remember, I wonder. I wonder what could happen. I wonder, what would that mean for me and my family, my life? Put a light into the dark places. Shine it brightly. Let the floodlight shine, so to speak. Dig deep and objectively and begin to understand what it is you're fearing about embracing the uncertainty and letting go of control. What is it for you? In the end, it's all quite simple. We will find our worries are baseless or understandable when we choose to wonder and to dig in and to get curious. There are many layers of confusion to sort through as we examine what we're afraid of. All it takes is time and clarity. Remember, my team and I are here for you to help you with these things as they come up for you. This level of objectivity is required to embrace the uncertainty of love in particular. You see, in love, I believe we bond. We bond for the comfort and security of a safe place. For us here in this group, in our mompreneurs group and also our inner strength group, for example, it's a fertile environment for learning and growing. This is what I really desire to create. My deepest desire for you, yes, you that's watching right now, is to experience generational wealth for yourself and an intimate connection with others and yourself that keeps growing and deepening as time passes. Yet it requires change, that chance to have a new growth experience. Safety is generally incompatible with change, and this is where the danger lies. It really does. So what do? We step back, we keep an eye on our relationship from a distance. Yet I want to say something really important here. Perspective is oxygen to love. Boy, that took me a while to understand. Let me say it again. Perspective, i.e. the way we see something, is actually oxygen or giving life to love. Sometimes we get so confused and enmeshed in all the details, it's easy to lose sight of the big picture, of the grand design of what our desires and dreams and goals are. And I think this perspective, this vision, the way we see it, reminds us that, for me, it reminds me that love is like a river. It keeps on rolling along regardless. It doesn't stop for anyone. It's always there. It's moving. Washing beautifully over the rocks, sometimes with a calm, tranquil, like ease and flow. So beautiful and calming and nourishing. And yet other times it's got rapid intention. It's moving, it's like the whitewater rapids. There's an energy and a forcefulness behind it. The stability of your love is as secure as a raft on a wild river ride. The love that you have will always be tossed around, cresting waves, plunging down troughs, but you stay together, right? You stay together. Don't always feel like that, perhaps, but you stay together. Our ideal relationship it's akin for me to a long-lasting, deeply felt friendship. We have a partner with whom we'll navigate life, a partnership that we can create, and by its nature is always growing and evolving. Uncertainty in love is like it's fertilizer for a flower. And I say, hell, you sprinkle that shit everywhere, make it grow. I want more love in my life, and I embrace more uncertainty every single day. And just sprinkling this, fertilizer everywhere. It keeps things fresh. It keeps things exciting. And yeah, okay, I tell him to go and have a shower or a bath now and again, and he gets a bit smelly with all the fertilizer, but that's part of the growth and the fun. Love does not have to be uncertain or suspicious. Together we can make the adventure of the rocks and the potholes on the road of our journey fun. Treat all of the hardships that life tosses our way with entertainment. You might think, how's that possible? Is that real? Can we do that in the face of adversity and sadness and fear? But yet sometimes belly laughter, fun is the best medicine. Have faith in the evolution of love, of our love, of the belief in our love that will triumph through all challenges, evolutions, uncertainties, because it's true, we do. This is how we embrace uncertainty. This is how we embrace life. We find comfort in the process of the journey. Why do we doubt? Where does uncertainty originate from? If our sweet, pure soul were never influenced, would we ever know uncertainty? Interesting question. Again, love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Where does it come from? Where does uncertainty originate from? I want to know. Please tell me. I know for me, I've done the work, and I'm still digging in and doing more work. Other people have influenced our lives. And this is where uncertainty originates. We've allowed the opinions, values, beliefs of others to influence us and to leave us in a state of being afraid to embrace the uncertainty of life and really following our dreams. Circumstances, tragic and transcendent, have forged our character. We can't get away from this. We are who we are because of life's events. We've been taught to worry about many things. Use this knowledge to maintain your perspective. Yet we can disown the worry. On a physical level, laughter, like I said, is the fastest and easiest way to embrace uncertainty. Laughter can relax us. It can cut a bully of a problem down to size. We don't need to joke to laugh. We can fake it. Stop giggling. I can see you. I can see it. I can see and I can feel those smiles coming through the screen. I'm not talking about that sort of faking it. That's for another video. Our body doesn't have a sense of humor, but it does know the physical sensations of laughter. When we laugh, we breathe deeply, using all of our lungs. Our body moves and relaxes. Laugh and we will embrace uncertainty. To laugh is to breathe, because you can't not. Your body, the physical reaction, the sensation of laughter, it brings the breath. So come on, get out of the chair, move around, giggle. I want to see those smiles. I want to hear those laughter. I want to see your belly laughter. Please take a selfie, laugh, a little video, post it up here. Show me your laughter, your smiles, your giggles, that belly laughter. Come on, show me the laughter. How good is it? How do you feel? Tell me. How do you feel when you have a good laugh? Embracing uncertainty is one of the most difficult things we can ever do. It's not an easy feat. I'm not minimizing it and making it sound easy. Anything in life worth having is worth fighting for, pushing through the challenges for. The action resides on the highest level of our growth. This is one of the goals most people want, right? To grow. That's a lot of clients tell me, I want to grow, I want to evolve, I want to get in touch more with myself. Therefore, we simply must embrace uncertainty. Without embracing uncertainty, there is no growth. I'm going to indulge and ask and share for a second. I first left England, a long time ago now, back in 99, even perhaps before that, 98, 97. One part I was excited, but the other part was terrified, and I was completely out of my comfort zone. What lay ahead was all unknown. But as I found out then, and countless times since, no worthy aspiration can be accomplished without surrendering the comforts of the familiar. Only in giving up the security of the known can we create new opportunities. We can grow our capabilities. We can build our confidence, expand our influence, our network, our tribe, if you like, whatever it is that's important. Throughout our careers and lives, we must continually assess whether we're letting fear of the unknown keep us from taking the action to move forward. What do? Do you let the fear of the unknown stop you? Do you? Please comment. Let me know. Hey, Deb, lovely to see you. I'm just asking, Deb, I'm talking about embracing uncertainty here. And, throughout career, I'm just sharing part of my story. And there's times when I've let the fear overtake me and I haven't embraced the uncertainty, and it's really stopped me from moving forward and taking action. So if you're not sure whether it is, I'd love to know, is this true for you? Then ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you weren't afraid of failing? the first answer that pops into your head will probably put your pointer in the direction you need to go. If you follow your choose rejection, even if it's an uncertain one. And I bet you it is. Love to know. Tell me. Write your answers in. And of course, being willing to take the risk and to step into that unknown territory doesn't mean everything you try is going to work out either, because it doesn't. If it does, then good on you. I'm so proud of you, and that's absolutely fantastic. I champion and support you all of the way. But generally speaking, things don't work out. We fail forward, we trip over, we fall down, we get back up, and we keep going. We learn the lessons, the blessings that are there for us. But as every successful person will tell you, it's only by being willing to risk the missteps. Yes, missteps, from which the word mistakes derives. I love the etymology of words. I can do a whole other episode on that. And try something new that you can never accomplish more than what's been done before. I love that, Deb, writing your book. So tell me, what was coming up for you? Is it you're afraid of failing? Or you don't know how to write it? I'd love to know. I'm curious. That's really brought me to the end of what I wanted to talk about tonight and around embracing uncertainty. I trust that you found it useful and that there are perhaps a little couple of nuggets of wisdom here and there that you've enjoyed, and I'd love you again to go back through the recording and listen carefully to the questions that I asked and tell me what your answers are. I'd love to know. So until next week, when I have another beautiful guest joining me, I shall see you then. But remember, be inspired and thriving. Do whatever it takes for you. Be your own boss. Be your own best friend. Whatever it takes. Bye for now.